Hello everyone and welcome to Off the Shelf Reviews playthrough of Predator Concrete Jungle. I'm Gary.
And I'm Percy the Predator.
And Ian, where are we? Where are we? This is video number 3.
Yeah.
So we're on mission number 3?
We are on mission number 5.
Okay.
Sanctuary.
So we're making good progress.
Yeah. We are in the last episode we found out that our Predator brothers had placed a ship underneath a church and we had to infiltrate in, which was a bit difficult because I didn't work out how to use the vocal memory.
I still remember smashing robots and people doing crazy walking.
Yep. And these guys have just got a party going on.
Okay, in the church?
In the church. It's kind of a boss level. I've got a face there like head lieutenant. So yeah.
Okay,
get ready to kill some mother.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta wait around for them. They fall from. There they go.
How did they get in? There's no skyline.
They were just
skylight.
So as you can see, these guys have been
whoa, they don't look human at all.
Upgraded. Well, they've been taking loads and loads of drugs. They've got cybernetic implants. I would scan them, but I need to start wailing on them because there's 3 of them. And I've got 5.
So some gangland fighting going on here, or?
Yeah, I need to clear out the church so I can get to my ship.
Get to the ship, right?
Yeah. And obviously, it's just another gang with some Predator technology that has been misusing it. You cannot use my technology. Come here.
Get him.
Beat down on him. Beat down. There we go.
Yeah, I had no idea where you were.
No, I could decloak, but they are armed guards.
Okay, and what? They'll shoot at you straight away?
They
haven't noticed this other guy being flung around by an invisible force?
No, I mean all the drugs. They're
okay, right.
They're pretty messed up.
No, this guy doesn't even feel this. I mean, I've seen the Predator in the films fight guys, but they don't usually last this long.
Well, it's the future.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I mean,
so where's all the augmentations? You know, I want to see see more robots.
Well, I would scan this guy, but he's got his 2 mates here, and so I need to take them out first.
It looks like he's given up. He's gone down on his knees.
Yeah, he's ready. He's out of health, and he's looking. Get his skull taken soon.
Make a trophy.
Make a trophy. I'm just going to keep an eye out.
Okay, well, I haven't done this for the last 2 weeks, so I think I'm just going to give everyone an update on recent things I've been watching, things that you might want to check out. I was a bit hesitant to watch this one. It's called Man in the Castle.
Okay.
And it's just a pilot episode right now. It actually came out in January. And it's been picked up for a full season, and it was either directed or co-produced by Ridley Scott.
Nice.
Of course, Blade Runner, Alien,
yeah.
Lots of other great movies, some not so great. But anyway, I'm interested to see what he's going to do in television, and it's adapted from a novel. I can't remember who the author is right now. You're going to slap me for forgetting his name.
Right.
But basically, it's a what-if novel. It's a what-if... the Nazis won World War II.
Okay.
What if America lost?
Yeah.
Now, America is now under Nazi regime. This is, I think it's like the end of the 60s, early 70s. I can't remember when it's set.
Right.
But basically, Japan owns the West Coast, and the Germans own the East Coast of America.
Wow.
Now, Adolf Hitler is about to pass on from old age.
Okay.
And now the Nazis want to nuke the Japanese on the other side of America. At the same time, Rufus Sewell, who you remember from Dark City, he's a horrible German, is trying to find the man in the castle who's sending out these film reels to people that show the Americans winning the war. So you're like, is this just propaganda footage that was taken from the few victories they had in this universe?
Yeah.
Or is this an alternate timeline and he's trying to fix it? I don't know, and it sets up all these questions. There was one scene in it that was really, really cemented this universe for me. It's a bit of a spoiler here for you, but it's a scene where this guy's out in the field, and he's talking to this highway patrolman, and all of a sudden it starts raining ash. And you're like, what the hell? Is Pyramid Head going to turn up?
Yeah.
What? And he turns to him, and he's like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, it must be Tuesday. We burn all of the disabled and handicapped.
Ooh.
And it's just like, it's a normal everyday occurrence. And it's just like, it's because you've been living under Nazi rule for the last 30 odd years. So it's, it was really engrossing. It was only an hour long, but definitely see a whole season potential from it.
I was going to say, it sounds very Stephen King-ish.
Speaking of that, it actually has an actress in it who was in Stephen King's The Mist adaptation.
Nice.
I remember she was the one who ended up with a big swollen throat after she got stabbed by one of the insect beetles.
Right.
Yeah, she's in it. She's very good. The main actor, he's okay. I don't recognize him from anything. But it's definitely worth checking out. It's going to get a full season.
Nice.
If you like a bit of sci-fi and a little bit of a historical drama as well.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of non-drama, I got to see Ant-Man.
What did you think?
What did I think of Ant-Man? It's another Marvel movie, you know? But at least, I was excited for Ant-Man when Edgar Wright was the director.
Yeah.
Taking away Edgar Wright, my excitement for the film, it just dropped to nothing. I was just like, okay, it's another Marvel film. He's not an Avenger yet. He's going to be. They're changing some of the things from the novels.
Yeah.
But I was okay with it. I mean, it's a good time. You're gonna have a fun time watching the film.
It's a Marvel movie.
If you're gonna complain about Marvel films, just get that fork out of your butt. It's just like, you know what you're getting going into any Marvel film.
Yeah.
If it's it's a PG or a 12 rated film, you're gonna get a bit of violence, but it's it's gonna be no bloodshed. It's gonna be nothing grim. There's something that's gonna haunt you or anything.
Maybe some sexual tension between the main lead and the main female.
Between the
lead.
ants.
Yeah. Between the ants. Yeah.
But it was an entertaining film. Some of the, what, I said this as soon as I came out of the cinema. I was like, I probably would have laughed more if I'd not seen any of the damn trailers.
Yeah.
Because some of the trailers were in all the set pieces, like the one in the briefcase, the one on the train set.
Yeah.
And you're seeing him. I've seen Ant-Man run up that barrel of a gun like 50 times in the trailer, and now seeing him do it in the film is like, yeah, I know exactly. I was like, oh yeah, he's punched that dude in the face. Yeah. But it was fun, and Paul Rudd, he was good as Ant-Man. I also did stay for the post credits clip.
You always have to.
But the thing is, they've doubled up now, Ian, because you get the post credits clip, and then you get the very, very, very end credits clip.
It's too many.
After the curtains have closed, next year the curtains will open again for just like a third bonus clip. You can just see them doing it.
Oh man.
But speaking of Ant-Man, the villain, I think it was Corey Stoltz, who was actually the main actor in The Strain, and I've just started watching The Strain season 2 as well.
Yeah.
I loved the first season of The Strain to a point. I was ranting and raving about it to everyone, saying how awesome this show was.
Yeah.
And then 6 episodes in, I was like, oh my god, it's petered out. It's hit its peak and it's crashing horribly, all the way to the season finale. And I was just like, is that it? It just kind of flopped. And I was wondering whether I'd come back to the second season. I've started the second season. It started out strong, and already it's starting to fishtail all over the place. But there was one of the previous episodes I just watched has got me hooked. Again, I'm like, you know what? That was a good end of episode cliffhanger. I want to see what happens next now. So the child actor in that show, though, he's got to go. Some people complained about Carl from The Walking Dead. But he was fine. He's actually a pretty decent actor. But the kid in The Strain, he's got to go. Yeah. They've got to rewrite the books and just off that actor.
Oh.
Not good.
I'm just offing everybody in this room at the moment, as you can see.
I can see. Yeah, you've gone to town. And these guys are they moshing? Are they in silent prayer?
Yeah. Well, they were moshing to the band, and I've destroyed the band. I've taken out all the guards.
They've not even realised.
Oh, come on. One guy spots me.
Yeah. But I did also enjoy another movie in the theatre, in the cinema. That's something that I wouldn't normally expect to go and see, but I was quite fascinated. I thought it was my duty to know the story. And plus, we also recently were asked if we were going to cover musical documentaries at some point.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking, you've got the Metallica one, the Nirvana one.
Yeah.
There's also quite a few others out there. But I watched Amy. The Amy Winehouse story.
Oh, really?
It was a raw, uncut sort of expose of talent and tragedy and abuse, all rolled into one hell of a story, and it was an incredible, engrossing experience just to see this story, because I'm not into blues. I'm not into that type of music whatsoever.
No, I was never a big fan.
You can totally appreciate it, and the raw talent to get into that.
Yeah.
So that gets my recommendation if you want a good documentary. Well, speaking of documentaries, I do have another one to bring up that I just recently watched.
Yeah.
Jodorowsky's Dune. I think that's how you pronounce it. I have a hard time pronouncing it. There's too many syllables and letters.
Yeah.
But it was the masterpiece, or the envisioned masterpiece that never happened. The film that never got made.
Well, Dune is massive.
Well, Dune is one hell of an undertaking. And this documentary shows this one man's dream and vision of trying to make this film, and obviously never getting to make it. And him recounting the experience of his film not coming to fruition, and yet still there being David Lynch's Dune coming out, which of course totally upset him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dune was a killer for Dan O'Bannon.
Yeah.
Who for me is like one of the best sci-fi writers out there.
He went from there to Alien.
Yeah, he went on there
project.
and made all the things for Alien, Return of the Living Dead and things like that. But the fact that he put a lot of his money and time,
many careers were born out of this unmade unmade film
into Dune, and then lose everything and have to rebuild his way back.
Absolutely incredible. So yeah, that's another documentary. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It was Jodorowsky's Dune.
Dune.
Yep.
Not Doom with The Rock.
No.
Nice. Well, while you were, recounting what you've been watching recently, I just annihilated a whole church of people.
I saw some of it. It was. It just to me looked like these guys were just being flung around by an invisible force.
Well, yeah,
pretty close
the Predator.
The whole time. Yeah.
I mean, that level always makes you laugh because it's just torture.
Yeah.
There's like 3 bosses. You take them out. They drop down onto their knees.
And then you get in there for the trophy
kill.
kill.
If you take all the trophies, then obviously the rest of the guys still die, but you don't get to do it.
Yeah. Now what's going on here? Is this the military turned up?
No, this is a lower gang underneath the Deadheads.
Right.
And these guys have obviously seen the destruction of the other gangs in the city and gone, oh, we're going to take over.
Okay.
Obviously, we know what has happened to the other gang, so we know what's really going to happen
really
to this, this one. They want to bring death to the Don. The Don is kind of like the godfather of the future.
The Dong, did you say?
The Don.
The Dong Lord.
La Familia.
Okay, so this is a rich estate on an island somewhere in a dome.
Yep, he has his own. He has his own defense shield, his own defense.
How are you going to get in?
Well, I'm already there. That's how I'm going to get the other gang in to help me out.
Right. How are you going to do that, actually?
You'll have to see. Okay. Hunter style.
Well, it's all very nice. It's all very pretty.
Yeah, it's quite soothing.
I'm waiting for it to be shaken up like a snow globe.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, being the Predator, I could just completely decloak, run around, and kill everything. But with these heavy cannons...
What does he need all these cannons inside for? He's got the protective dome. Shouldn't the guns be outside?
No, you'll see why.
Aha.
Don's mansion. Right. Sneak over here and grab this.
So I think you probably heard the tragic news that happened just this last week, Ian.
Yeah.
It does cut pretty close to home. It does mean we haven't actually reviewed it yet. We've discussed it briefly in your top 5 John Carpenter films, and now I guess everyone knows exactly what we're talking about.
Roddy Piper and They Live.
Yep, absolutely.
It's such a shock.
It was a total shock. A health fanatic still. He lived out on a ranch, kind of lived a quiet life. Wasn't into the rock and roll celebrity, drug fueled sort of.
Well, he'd already done it during the 80s. He'd had his time.
But he did.
I think it was just a simple case of heart attack. Maybe just it was his time. It was Roddy Piper's time. Yeah,
which is always sad because Because John Carpenter's still kicking, and I still want John Carpenter to make movies.
Yeah.
And it amazes me how many, because I just know now that They Live is going to get a sequel, or it's going to get remade, and John Carpenter won't have any involvement in it. And I was just thinking, how many John Carpenter films have now actually been remade?
Well, you've got
almost all of them, near enough.
most of them. I mean,
you got The Fog.
Didn't need to do that.
You got The Thing, which is a quasi sequel, prequel, remake, whatever.
Yeah, you've got the Halloween remakes and Assault on Precinct 13, and I mean, they're thinking about doing Big Trouble in Little China.
They are.
But for me, these remakes are not going to be as good as the originals, but they do actually, give us a hint towards the original.
Yeah,
so
I know.
People get to watch I mean, if you have seen
the thing is, though,
remake of The Fog,
I always believed. I mean, I this was my defense before. I was like, okay. At first, during the whole reboots, remakes craze, I was getting pissed off with all these remakes that were so inferior to the originals, and then I came to the understanding that it's fine because these new remakes are going to bring new audiences to the original. People will go and find out about these originals, but turns out I'm wrong. People are not aware of the originals anymore. I surprise myself, and I feel kind of bad when I find a film and watch it, and then someone goes, "Oh yeah, that was a remake of that film," and I'm like, "Oh shit, I didn't even realize."
Yeah.
But at least then I'll go back and look. But it turns out that 95% of the people I meet didn't even know that there was an original RoboCop trilogy. They didn't even know there was an original RoboCop TV series or a cartoon.
But then
they thought the new RoboCop film was the brand new shit, and I'm just like, I don't understand.
But I mean, start off with their age at first,
Yeah.
how old the person
I know,
is.
but still, it's kind of scary that is what's happening with film.
Yeah,
that they're getting buried.
Well,
and there's only so many people that will remember them.
but it's also the fact of nowadays people barely watch films. They do just listen to the reviews and then go, oh, maybe I'll go watch it, maybe not. Maybe I'll buy it, maybe I won't. They don't go for collections anymore. It's all digital. There is something about looking up at a shelf and going, I've got the whole Godfather trilogy, I've got the whole RoboCop trilogy, I've got the Aliens trilogy, I've got the John Carpenter series, I've got the Michael Bay series. You have these collection films. Nowadays it's, look at my laptop. What's on your laptop? 150 million films. It's not the same.
It's the gateway to Netflix and Amazon Instant Video and Pirate Bay and
that's it. It's just on this machine.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people lose a little something. That's why they don't go back and watch other films, because they're like, oh, I've just watched the remake. I know what happens in the original. Same with us. Seen the original, know what's going to happen in the remake.
Yeah.
It also annoys me as well when people have a new film come out and expect it to be exactly like the original.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the Turtles movie.
Oh, you want to bring up the Turtles movie?
I want to bring up the Turtles movie.
It's pretty interesting because, obviously, if people are watching this video and they don't know this reference, that our Dead Rising 3 video game went up the other Friday, Ian was being called out by one of our good friends about Ian's taste and preference to movie adaptations of video games.
Yeah.
And Ian, you've been getting some gripe about some from the fans of Dead Rising Watchtower.
Not many fans of Dead Rising Watchtower.
We know a fun film when we see one, Ian. We know when to have a good time at the
5 of you know that it's a good film when you see one. 150,000
I didn't say
other
good
people.
Film. I said fun film.
Fun film.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now this is the exact same context that I would put in all the Transformer films. They are not smart films. They are films that would, if scientifically tested, and I wouldn't recommend it because the scientists would probably commit suicide after having to study a film like that.
Okay.
But the formula of those films is dumb, retarded entertainment. And on a superficial level, or on any level, I can enjoy those films. I can go, right, I've got my popcorn, I've got my hot dog, I got a 2-liter bottle of Coke, I've got my smokes, I'm just going to sit here and watch stupid robots make wisecracking jokes.
When you go to see a Transformers movie, what are you expecting?
Yeah. No, okay, I was pissed with the first one. I told you, I walked out of the cinema, I was like, this is so insulting, I'm done.
What were you expecting?
Then I learned, it's the same thing that happened with me with the Fast and Furious films. I thought they were an insult to cinema.
The Scream series.
But then I was just like, it's a cartoon, I don't care anymore.
The Predator series, the Alien series, the Terminator series, movies tell you in the
They've
title
all been turned into cartoons.
You know what it's going to be. You know, when, like, for example, the Turtles movie. Mm-hmm. When I went to sit down and watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja
this
Turtles
is the Michael
movie,
Bay produced one. You've got to remember, this is the one he didn't direct it.
He produced
it. Yeah. Some people say that's bad enough.
At the same time, I'm going to balance this while invading the Don's headquarters and killing all these people.
Kill people and explain
Yeah.
your...
When I sat down to watch Turtles movie, do you know what I expected?
4 turtles and a rat.
Yeah.
And a big man in metal.
Somebody
the name of Shredder.
Yeah, going by the name of Shredder.
That's it.
I also expected the Turtles to beat the Shredder at the end.
Yeah.
And then hopefully there'll be a sequel where the Turtles beat up some more people.
Yeah.
I did not expect an Oscar-winning conversational piece between two people about how they actually managed to expand their feelings through the years of, you know, being great.
I know the insult with the Turtles movie is that they changed the origin story again.
Yeah.
But at least they came from Earth and they're not space aliens like the original concept was for it.
Well, this is I don't know the ins and out of the Turtle series as a lot of the fans
I remember
would.
the cartoon
you know, with
from
the
the 90s.
With the comic books
know?
from the the 80s. I remember the cartoon series from the 90s. For me, Mutant Turtles. That's how it is. It's Mutant Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. So at some point, those Mutant Ninja Turtles are going to beat the hell out of a load of ninjas.
Hey, the way I see it is that there was an animated movie which was for me, that was when I said goodbye to the Turtles. That was me going, right, now no, I'm grown up now. I'm going to watch this Turtles movie and I'm going to see the Turtles from my era.
Yeah.
I'm going to see the Turtles from before my era. I'm going to see the Turtles from after my era. Seeing them all together, that was great for me. So from that point on, if I ever see the Turtles, I'm like, it's like Drop Dead Fred. Fred's moved on now and he's entertaining someone else. Yeah. And sometimes I'll catch a glimpse of seeing that in effect. And that for me was the last Turtles movie, the latest one. It was just like I'm watching a Turtles movie that's made for other people, but I can still see elements in there of why I liked it when I was a child.
I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not expecting that film to win Oscars.
No, not at all.
It's
stupid.
I do.
It's about turtles.
Yeah.
You're doing martial arts, being taught by a rat.
Here's something. Here's something. I would rather watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles being taught some kind of martial arts from a giant rat than watch Halloween 4.
Oh, God.
I would rather watch Turtles than Tekken because at least they keep to what, like you just said, what you remember from when you first watched it. I don't get that from a lot of films, and I didn't get that from Dead Rising because the feeling I get with Dead Rising is hordes of zombies running around making weapons, killing them all.
Yeah, I think
there were too many talking bits in Dead Rising Watchtower, and it bored me.
Yeah.
And if a film bores you, it's not very good.
I've argued, the case in point with Dead Rising, so it's up to you guys in the comment section if you still want to chime in on the whole Dead Rising.
But I got something for Dead Rising. I saw it in a shop for £8.
What did you see?
Dead Rising Watchtower for £8 on DVD. Would you spend £8 to own it on DVD?
Did it have any special features? Commentary tracks? Deleted scenes?
I didn't actually see. I just saw the DVD case.
Okay.
I didn't want to pick it up.
That sort of stuff that does interest me on films like that.
But would you spend £8 for it?
I probably would. Yeah.
Do you think that's a fair number?
You know,
could it be more? Would you pay more for it?
I probably wouldn't pay more. No,
you wouldn't pay more.
It was on the Crackle network, so I'm pretty sure it's a free subscription to their channel, unless they've matured since then. Hey, all I'm saying is you can have a good time watching that film, despite what Ian says. Right, well, we're gonna move past zombies and flipping Dead Rising now. It's done. We're gonna put it behind us.
Okay.
Until we review Turtles.
Until we review
dig
Turtles.
It all over again.
Yeah. Okay,
we haven't actually reviewed any Michael Bay films yet, have we?
No, but they're, I did watch The Rock recently. That's Michael Bay, isn't it?
That is, yeah.
I think it was
Jerry
Bruckheimer
as
well.
That was there was a good double act because Bruckheimer would come along and slap Michael Bay and go, "No, that's stupid."
Yeah,
and then they'd make something that's only half stupid.
I thought it was, but The Rock is fun.
I like The Rock. You know what I really like about The Rock is the music and Sean Connery.
Yeah, Sean Connery is funny. Nice.
I also like Ed Harris and Michael Biehn in that film as well.
The shower sequence is one of the most awesome
I
scenes.
cannot give that order. You will give that order, soldier. I cannot give that order. Hold your fire. Awesome scene.
Yeah, right. I've just taken out the Don and his whole location.
I actually like to recreating that scene back in Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Back on the original Xbox,
Yeah.
you could go to Alcatraz and recreate the shower scene.
That shower
was awesome.
sequence.
Okay, what's happened now? You killed more bad guys?
Yep, I've just completely wiped out the Don's private island. I've taken out the Deadheads, the remainder of that gang, and
Sweet.
yeah, there'll be one last gang to take out before the story gets real interesting.
Okay. Well, we've got about 5 minutes left on the clock, Ian, so how are you going to do the... Can we do this next mission in 5 minutes?
Oh, no.
No?
No, what I might do is I might just take some time to do a time trial.
Yep. Some time trials. Ritual challenges. Which one did you do last time?
I think I started at 1 and then I've just randomly just picked one then.
Okay. So you've not really practiced these, it's just...
no, this is just...
It's just skills and reflexes.
The Central
right
American hunter in his suit. Should we change the suit?
We'll change the suit for the next video. At the start of the next video, we'll change suit.
We'll change suit.
Yeah, because we'll figure out what level we're going into and see what's appropriate.
Yeah, this is a high one.
A hard one?
A high one.
Looks tricky, difficult.
There. Oh,
nice.
Oh, man, that's quite high.
I'm surprised you went this way. I would have been trying to jump. Nice. Now where?
Where to? This way.
The red arrow.
This way.
Good. Oh, time. Nice.
Oh god, I'm not. This is quite a good map actually.
Yeah.
Drop down.
Nice. Oh, no. Jump. Got it.
Nice. Jump.
And,
I feel just like a predator.
Your skills are coming along quite nicely, Percy.
Over there. Round the corner.
Keep going.
On the ledge. Imagine I'm chasing my prey. Got to get him before he gets to a door or something and buggers off the map. Oh, down there.
So was there... It's just leaderboards, is it, for...
Yeah, it's just leaderboards, just getting your name up there. I mean, most of the upgrades you can get... Oh, I did it!
Nice, you finished it!
Yes!
Oh, you look so pumped.
He looks so pumped.
1 minute 13.
I probably haven't beaten the proper time, but you know, you get most of the upgrades through the levels, so the replayability is...
you've already...
You finished the level and then... Yeah, I've unlocked... Oh, well, I unlocked everything just to make the game slightly easier.
Sweet. Okay, well, that's going to bring us to an end this Saturday. We'll be back next Saturday with part 4. In the meantime, our film reviews going up every Thursday. Video game videos going up on Fridays. You can find us on Facebook and on Twitter. And as always, if you'd like to show that extra little bit of support, you can join us on Patreon. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.